This is the United States calling. Are we reaching? He keeps hanging up. And it's a man answering.
Be doing some gold pay dirt review today, but the rains have beat me to it. So we're set up to do my favorite pina colada, or favorite version of pina colada. This is the one I got from a chick at the Steak and Ale restaurant back in Texas when I was like 17. we weren't old enough to drink yet, but you could at the local Steak and Ale. They didn't card you, so we'd go to the lounge and hang out. And so yeah, it's a nice, quick, easy recipe. You get your blender, rum, whatever your choice. We're gonna put in a couple of good, healthy shots there. This makes a little more than a tall glass. If you got a big tall glass, it'd make it full. Then you want to add a little bit of the Rose's lime. Most people don't know that goes in with your pina coladas. And we got our Dole pineapple juice. I got it in a can, so I put it in this bottle so it doesn't go south on me. It stays fresh. Speaking of which, we have our cocoa cream, and we're going to put about a dab of that in. This stuff's pretty concentrated. If you like coconut a lot, you'd add a little more than that to it, but that's good. And I like it in the refrigerator, so it's a little bit, everything's cold, so it kind of keeps your frozen drink here going. Then the secret to all this is vanilla ice cream. This is just some regular Walmart, and the ingredients on this are just cream, sugar. One of the best ice creams you can get. Never buy Breyers. Don't buy any Breyers frozen products. That shit's not ice cream. I don't know if you've seen the videos on it, but it sits out there for a week, a month. It doesn't melt. It'll stay the same condition, and it comes out of this right here like in. So, not real ice cream. This stuff, like I said, the ingredients very simple and fresh. As fresh as you can get, I guess. But so yeah, we got that's a little more than I do because I'm sitting there talking about it. Talking about ice cream, I overused it. But we'll just use a little less ice. The ice does help kind of cut some of the sweetness in this too. And with that, I always wait till I don't hear that little rattle anymore in the bottom. It's a pretty good thickness there. It's not a milkshake, but you can see the straw stands up in it. So you'd have it's mostly out of cat food. Ideally, you'd have a nice slice of pineapple for an accent on that, but I always like a little bit of whipped cream there to highlight it. and it makes it a little it's a little tasty too. A little whipped cream added on there. I like everything with whipped cream. So perfect balance of pineapple and the coconut, and then the rich vanilla creaminess of the, and it's not surprising. It's not overpowering. You can drink a couple of these, and not it's not overly sweet. We still have it. So like I said, if you had one of those taller glasses, it would fill it up perfect. What I'll probably do is add a little more ice in this. Then crush that down. I'll thicken that up a bit, then I'll pour it into my drink here once I get down a little bit. And that will dilute it down and add a little bit to mine. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this pina colada recipe, and cheers to you, my friends, from the bayou. My big girl, she is about to have her babies. and she's not really happy about being, look at that, look how wide she is. Yeah, she doesn't like anybody in her way. All right, I'm not gonna film you. All right, I'm not gonna film you. She just knocks him over. That's one of yours. She's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna get you some dinner. I've started her on formula so that we feed the kittens. I get her the powdered formula and start her before she starts nursing. And then there's the group. They know to stay clear of her. Everybody's anticipating a new litter. Just look at the difference between him and her. My giant panther, and my little run of the group, and then of course the boy. But yeah, just the size of him compared to her, compared to any of them, he is a white panther, and it's all muscle. He has no fat on him. But I also keep him on a pretty strict diet to since he's gotten fixed. I do not want him to start filling out. So since he's gotten his surgery, his diet has changed for what I've been. Actually, all of them. Now I put it out the foods. They've always had food out. I put it out, and they eat it at one time, and they're done. They'll get some more, in the morning and the evening times. But I don't have it out for them to graze as they want to throughout the day. And that should help control the weight. So, yeah, but she's due any day, I would guess. So, all right, well, let's get back to it. Yeah, that's what her firstborn, or her lastborn. He was in her first litter. It's her boy. He was the big one of the litter. I've got a picture of me holding him in my arms, and sitting on me before his eyes were even opened, and he still climbs up there and sits in the same place. He's just the most gentle, big giant pussycat. She, on the other hand, can be. She's the one that bit into my arm, and literally I could hardly move my. She hit me right there in this part of my wrist on the outside, clamped down, and it was shocked the hell out of me. And she seemed surprised too as she did it. But yeah, let's get us back in position here. And then see, we got this. Why she's taking a bath, and then he's down there helping her. Gizmo. It's quite the. It's downright libtard over here, almost like the Democratic Party, man. It's crazy. Yeah, if you saw that, so we got the Pink Floyd going. This is a genuine Pink Floyd Learning to Fly shirt from the concert. I'll let you guys know I've worn these before on other chair. I can't remember what year it was, but it was one winter, and every show I did, it started out wearing a different concert shirt of the literally hundreds that I had from my concert days coming out here that I left at home. I only brought a handful with me, and yeah, all the rest are gone to history. So Yeah, it's but yeah, we got from the opening, I kind of to the United States car, and we're wearing our Spencer 17 hat. Texas boy, all right, brother. Thank you again. We got less than a month. We're going to be voting on whether or not we're going to save this country or not. It's going to be it's pretty damn critical shit going on. But yeah, our hearts and our prayers go out to these the victims of this horrific disaster going on up the East Coast from Florida up through the Carolinas, Virginia. It is insane that that this much water, this much damage has been done, and again, the total ineptitude of the United States government, and you know, Biden out on his beach somewhere vacationing, and Camel Toe is at some kind of a fundraiser, trying to scrape up more money when they already got, they've got dead people donating now through their mega donors trying to fill in gap. But it's just the incompetency of FEMA. Nothing for the federal government as far as support goes, other than them telling them we're going to give you $750. I got my $750 from Francine, and but if it had been from Ida, I would, at this time right now, I still wouldn't have been able to do anything with it because there were no stores here because we had no power. Up there, everything's washed away and destroyed. What the hell good is $750 going to do to anybody when there's nothing to spend it on? There's no way to access it. It's all electronic, and again, it's a pittance of what they need. Meanwhile, they're every month they're signing off $2,000 those illegal scumbag criminal aliens that are infesting the country from coast to coast and border to border, just sucking dry the coffers of every city, every town. They're just like, it's like a horde of fucking venomous ticks that have just that have sunk their fangs into every aspect of our society. Whether it's your kids going to school, they can't learn because they got the parasite-ridden, disease-riddled little terrorist junior sitting next to them that's watched in their young life their mother be a whore and be whored out by their drug dealing, maybe their father, maybe just the last guy that their whore drugged up mother, get exposed to things that no adult would want to see, and your child sitting next to a kid that is carrying all that with them, and that at least they can't speak the language yet, so the teachers have to focus solely on them while your kid goes uneducated, when we have already, we're at the bottom of the list of countries that have educated children. And you can see that from any YouTube video where they go out and talk to anybody on the streets that's under 45 or 50 years old. Just about, they're definitely, if they're under 30, they are just literally blithering morons. But they're always around some kind of liberal. To make a point, they're always in some liberal city or liberal college areas. So I have a feeling if I walk down here to the city hall on Main Street in Houma, Louisiana, and ask those questions, that the majority of the people that would be strolling around there with their kids or their dogs taking their pictures would be able to answer, basic questions of, what does the 4th of July celebrate, and who's the president of the United States. But just the disaster, level of disaster that has come from these rains, and the lack of and because we were first hearing we had just had like I said, the hurricane came through here. We got off very lucky. Right now, Florida is there's a lot of Florida that's destroyed, that's not getting any attention because of the massive disaster that's going on still throughout Appalachia, where at least in Florida the water will recede and they can cut away the trees and get up the roads. The roads are gone in these mountainous and hill countries, and not only the roads, but from what I'd seen on an entire, looked like townships or neighborhoods. It was hard to say from the debris fields, but you know, just the fact that, and then you're seeing the stories. I was watching one from the they were covering on Next News Network about the pilots that were going up there. They're individual private pilots. He's, you know, has experience in law enforcement as well as military, and they were running rescue. They were because they've got a service, a helicopter service. He father and son, and they were getting notifications. Please help. You know, we've got people missing. I watched my son washed away. And then he said, and once they finally got cell service back up in some of these areas, which was down for like 4 days or more. And again, speaking from experience with Ida, when we were down, our cell service, internet, Wi-Fi, everything, we had no communications, and nobody has landlines anymore, very few compared to what it used to be. So literally, we were totally cut off from communications of any kind for almost a week, and it was, you know, like I said, you don't realize, you know, how just how little it takes to throw you back into the Stone Age, you know. So again, that's why we've got, you know, right now going on in the Middle East, and you know, Israel has launched their attack on Iran, and the United States knocked down some of the shit that was incoming. But you know, people got to remember that you don't hear about any of this shit on the news. Lebanon has been launching missiles into Israel every day for the last year since the attacks were launched October 7th, which we're about to acknowledge that the anniversary of that horrific date coming up in a couple of days. And again, this is the time when, you know, they're talking about, well, if they, you know, they should just wipe out all their infrastructure, knock out every oil field, every nuclear facility, everything that has, just like they did Gaza, knock out, send them back, bomb them into the Stone Age. And you know, well, China relies on their oil. What's China going to do? Russia is going to, you know, well, you know, if they had a real president, then they would know they're going to do nothing, because these motherfuckers are you know, subhuman animals that need to be wiped off the face of the earth. And just because you're willing to deal with them because you can benefit from them, that's not going to stop it anymore. You know, scour. You know, it's you know what they say, plow the road, as they said in Independence Day. Just go through and scour the Middle East from, like I said, from the river to the sea. Make Israel, Palestine free. What are you? Oh, God. Hey, get off of there. Get out. Cats. Yeah. So seeing this going on, and like I said, on it's all just. And then the question comes up is, how are these people? This is one of the major states for voting. So how, you know, are they going to, just like they did on COVID, they're going to try to figure out, these communist scumbags on the left are going to try to figure out some way to use this to their advantage, to be able to turn those votes in their favor of these states, not because it's not just, you know, I mean, this is from Florida all the way up the Eastern Seaboard. So it's, you know, again, their philosophy is never let a good disaster go, you know, go unused, and that exactly is what they're going to do under the pretense of, oh, you know, humanitarian, just like they, you know, sent out, you know, millions of fake ballots in the last one to, and that they're doing right now. They're busting. You see on the news every day. They're showing ballots are coming. You know, reports coming in from them busting, you know, voter fraud, ballot fraud, election fraud. And it's always the same people, you know, where they're going to take our democracy, scumbag libtards. You know, it's just, you know, how redundant is it going to be over and over and over again? There's only one side doing this. They've tried to kill our president twice, and you don't hear a damn thing about the news. You know, anytime there was ever been a presidential assassination attempt, much less an actual assassination, much less an actual, you know, Reagan, they didn't even know he had the bullet in him until they were on their way. They thought they'd gotten him in, and he glanced off the edge of the car, got in, was in his hit underneath his ribs, and they were on their way back to the White House before they realized, you know, well, we better get him to the hospital. He almost died from that. But you know, they've just totally covered all this up. The media is in working cooperation with the White House because the ineptitude of the Secret Service and the FBI and all the rest of the three-letter agencies. Like I said, that's why DeSantis was going to go in and do the investigation in Florida for the last assassination attempt, because he's going, I don't think it's right. You know, it's probably not a good idea to have the people that are trying to stack up fraudulent charges against the president investigating the people that are trying to shoot him and kill him and do their job for him. So we're going to take the, you know, but that's what it's come down to. So it's, man, I'll tell you what, I just, hold on a second, where do we got here? I forgot I needed to, we got our bottle there, so, yeah, at this point, yeah, again, 1 in 100, you know the drill, guess, I'm never do 1 in 100, as long as the same number I picked, you're going to go for this is the Australian dirt I got in from Jordan, Gold Thumb Prospecting. That bag had sent with our first Halloween season bottle here. And since we had that, I went ahead, yeah, the gold that you saw there, that whatever the weight was on it now, I've had a couple of pina coladas. That's Australian. That's some of that Australian gold from Gold Nugget Sales. So, and then of course we got from the stuff that I showed from the last mail call that came in. This very cool prize. So there'll be the second prize will be awarded is the quartz. I mean the amethyst pendant here. And it's got the chain. So you know it's pretty cool. I'm just not. It's not really my style. And so yeah, 2 winners, and the first if you'd rather have the pendant than the gold for whoever wins first place, you can opt for the amethyst. So there you go. We're rolling here. I had this sitting out here. I was just looking at it. Thought I'd pull it out. That's our Mr. Minix. One of my first piece of silver that was a coin was from the Mr. Minix Orleans, the Gator. Oh. Very cool. I've got let's see if I can call this up. I went to see Roger Waters when he played the last, it's been years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, and he played in New Orleans. Best show I'd ever seen when he was, when I saw him in Dallas. I took this chick, she'd never been to a concert, and I took her to Roger Waters, and I had got tickets on the floor, and it was all, best with great seats. I'd leave work to go get, concert tickets. And I was in my 30s, and the guy I work with is going, you'll outgrow that. Why are you even still doing this? I do, because it's awesome to sit there, go to a rock concert, man. You're an old piece of shit. And he wasn't that old, but he was, just a doofy guy. Actually, a cool guy. He was a shooter. He was a competitive shooter, and I'd go out with him to the range or it's an indoor shooting thing, and he'd have his special 22s that were competition grade, and he'd take his clips and he'd put a drop of oil on each of the bullets as he'd load it up, and he gives me the gun, and he shot first, then he gives me the gun, and he'd pop them off. I was raised, since 7th grade. I had my first 22 long rifle, so I know weapon discipline in any weapon, and so yeah, I'm firing, and the whole point is to keep them in a cluster, and yeah, so I actually gained a little respect from him then on that one, because he called him back up. He goes, "You haven't ever shot competitively?" "No, Doug. I just shoot for fun. I'm not like you. I don't carry guns around in my car to $1 million guns to shoot up at the range for." But actually, that's the second time that happened. Another time that happened, we were out
at the marsh, and these guys that had all their guns and all their relay, load their own ammunition. They're firing these some kind of, they were like not AKs, but they were some kind of like an assault weapon type thing, and they had some pistols. I don't even know what they were shooting. And I'm sitting there watching, so we'd put out these bottles of, 30, 50 yards, 30, 20 to 30 yards out on sticks in the marsh, shooting down at them from this camp. And we fucking, so they're shooting at them. There was like 7 or 8 of them we'd put out up there on these sticks. So they give me the pistol. It was like a Glock. So I, they're bam, 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 bam. I got 5 out of 6. I got 5 bottles and then missed on my 6th shot. And so I turned it over and I was, all right, well, I missed. Here you go. Because they all would shoot a couple of times and miss and head it over. So I missed. I go, no, man, finish off. So I, next shot, bam, finish that one off. Finished off and gave to them. Then said, well, here, use this. They gave me their whatever. That I saw what it was. So on the last ball that was left, I said, bam, crap popping. And they're like, holy shit, that's, again, Texas. Yeah, that's Deadeye, Texas. That's just in our blood. But, or used to be, it's not anymore. But, yeah, that was the whole, I'm gonna have to go rewind the tape back now to see what the point of that rambling story was. Yeah, friend. Oh, concert. Yeah, I've got. See, I gotta roll it back. Thank God I can still do that to some degree, because it's getting worse, my friends. I have to tell you, too many blows to the head. Seriously. Yeah, I went and saw Roger Waters. She'd never been. We get there and she's lost her fucking ticket stub between walking in and getting down to where they let you in on the floor. And don't worry. I've been getting on the floor since I was in 8th grade or I guess my first one was when I was a freshman in high school. First concert I went to in '77, and so I go up there, I'm gonna go slip him a joint, because I got 4 or 5 of them. I carry already pre-rolled, ready to go for the show, and give the guy a joint. He wouldn't take a fucking joint. Okay, well, you're all right. Well, here's $10. Like, no. What the fuck is this bullshit? Most of the time I would get some way to sneak in. I would manage to slide in one way or the other and get down off I'd have seats up in the loge or whatever, the nosebleed, get down on the floor, then slide in somewhere. And then whenever I would go out, I would pick a gate that I was going to go, or an entrance that I was going to go in and out of, and I'd walk out and I'd say, hey, my girlfriend's got our tickets, remember me, okay? And they always did. So I'd go in and out that spot for the rest of the night without having to worry about showing my stub I didn't have to get in on the floor. But if I got up there and I wanted to get in, I'd say, hey man, let me slide in here. Oh yeah, they take the joint. I never had to give them money, and but this guy wouldn't take it, so he went up and found us. I still had my ticket stub, and of course it was no. So he went up. I found a place up in the section, where we could sit, where hopefully nobody would come and get a seat, and. But whenever they were, I can't remember what it was, off of his Radio Chaos tour, which was an awesome album and an awesome concert, because he was set up like a DJ booth, like Radio Chaos is, but he was playing Pink Floyd on this fictional radio station, Radio Chaos, that was tied into the Radio Chaos album, which is all one of the Wall, where it tells a story about coming to nuclear disaster at the end of the world, and then stopped at the last minute. At the end of that concert, where it builds up, or to the end of the crescendo of that, I don't know what, I'd never experienced the kind of bass tone that was literally, I'm sitting there and I'm feeling it in my chest as the whole stadium is just like vibrating on this, resonance that was just like, holy shit, and she's like sitting there grabbing my arm because she's kind of freaking out, because you can feel it literally in your body, and as it builds up, then all of a sudden, like on the album, when it builds up to where it's supposed to, the nuke's going to go off, and then it cut, and it was just silent and black, the whole arena, and it went from this extreme loud, bass, and the vibration you to nothing, just total stillness. It was one of the most dramatic juxtapositions of, from one to another that I definitely never experienced at a concert, much less the resonance, like I said, what we were getting in from the music. But it was pretty cool. But yeah, so I went and saw it whenever he came back here. And they actually played The Wall, the Animals album, which was incredible. I'd never heard that I'd seen David Gilmour play, I'd seen Waters play. Never saw them play together as Pink Floyd, though. And they mostly have identical stages, play identical shows almost, because they're both Pink Floyd. And, yeah, he did The Wall, where they built the wall of the Animals album, where they built the factory. They had the big balloon floating around. It was all like Trump was the pig floating around on the, Trump was the baby in a diaper being chased around chasing a cat because he was grabbing pussy. That was that, from 2016. Again, total, bitch. We were watching this. I was always ready to walk out, and my buddy was too. I was like, dude, I almost didn't even want to sit here and watch any more of this shit, because he was talking. And then after the second half of it, I guess they toned it down. We watched the rest of it, and it was more dark side of the moon, and but yeah, here's a I think I've got this. Check out this clip of the Wall, Pink Floyd, The Wall being the wall going up here at the New Orleans Arena, and then here it is when they did the Dark Side of the Moon. Basically it was the embodiment, the embodiment of the album cover, the manifestation of the album cover, suspended over the crowd with these lasers. That was very, very awesome. So we'll see. YouTube will probably flag me for this, but here we go. well, there we go. So, yeah, it was, you know, pretty pathetic, and I'll never watch them again. And I always thought, you know, like from Animals and The Wall, that Roger Waters was the, you know, basically the conscience, the conscience of Pink Floyd, whereas Gilmour was more of the, you know, the more whimsical, musical, artistic type aspect and talent of, you know, playing that guitar. I mean, to come up with the lyric from what is it, Dogs or a Sheep, a wave upon wave of demented Avengers march cheerfully out of obscurity into a dream. That's not a lyric that you come up with off the top of your head. You know, you gotta have some shit pretty fucked up, and that's why artists that are talented, that actually do any good, are usually end up killing themselves in either outrightly or indirectly or unintentionally, or you know, suffer all kind of mental issues, and you know, that's I guess that's why I've never been really a good artist, because I've never let anything get to be that much, to be that, you know, I had a good home and, you know, a good life, and, you know, there's a lot of people that been a lot worse off lives and a lot worse things that I have ever been through, and you know, I'm just grateful for everything I have and where I am, and yeah, you know, would I have rather been a paleontologist traveling around the world like I wanted to do when I was a kid? Yeah, sure I would have. Actually, I went back to school to do that, and then, you know, it's an excuse. I fell on my head, scrambled my brain, died, came back. Was dyslexic. Have a innate knowledge of quantum physics and string theory for some reason, but did not retain the genus, phylum, species breakdowns of a million different genres, genuses. Whenever I had to start, you know, getting into the geology part to get to the next part of paleontology. So here we are talking about pay dirt. This is what I was going to do tonight. Another 3-gram bag of the prized high grader 23 karat. Happy to see it back from Rose Creek. Great, very cool when it came out. Even the story with it, where Mike was out in the desert to pick it up, and the guys made him wait. Couldn't bring the camera. You know, he made the joke of, yeah, it's funny. People tend to not want you to know where they get their gold, and, especially this gold. So, but yeah, between the work, the hurricane, like I said, we've got power. We were up, but it's only been going to be 2 weeks since we had our hurricane hit us, and we're still in a lot of stuff that's being repaired, debris. I haven't even gotten to some of the houses that I got to for interior ceiling stuff, but and the Gold Station has been ignored. My dirt that was out there for the hurricane batch under the stand got rained on after I had to dry it up because I just couldn't keep it wet in that bucket and scooping it out. It was starting to get that swampy smell to it. So it's like, well, no, I can't have it turning foul on me in the bucket, you know, like mildew, you know, like dirt will do if it's sitting there with water. So I dumped it out, let it dry on the thing. It's still gonna be damp, but it would be, you know, I already sent some of it out on a couple of packages that went out today. But yeah, so it rained on it when I wasn't here. Before I got home, the rain had started, and I covered it up, and so yeah, it's damp again. So it's flushed with rain. It was not pure hurricane dampness that'll be in it from the storm, but y'all saw a picture. It was in a bucket full of hurricane water. So yeah, that was hurricane, Francine in a bucket. But seriously, and they said, but I was hearing the death numbers coming in off of this hurricane going up through there, and it's, you know, it's not even it's a storm running up to the middle of the country on the you know, not the middle of the country, but off of, it's not in the ocean, it's on land. And you know, running up these numbers is like, how could these people, you know, I know they were giving out warnings, and then we start seeing what the reality was of it, and it's like, holy shit, you know, it's just they were showing some, like, in 2 days, 42 inches of rain. And then these people that are trapped. I've seen videos of people that are trapped up in the mountains. And actually the Russian hacker, the guy with the, you know, 10 million, he's up there. He lives up there. He said that they were trapped there for wife and kids for 4 days before the water subsided enough to be able to get out. But yeah, but these stories, like I was saying before, the helicopter pilot, military experience, law enforcement, flew up there, he left his son behind with the husband of the elderly couple, took the woman back. When he got back, found out, you know, that the fly path that they were taking to get up there, because it's all in the mountains, they got to control where they can land. You know, you know, obviously a libtard piece of shit fire chief, I'm sure a volunteer fire chief, told him he was interfering in his operation, that he was, if he flew up there again, he was going to be arrested. And he's like, well, you know, his son's up there waiting with the other men. He had to bring them back one at a time because they were the weight on the chopper, the turbulence, the wind, whatever in the mountains, and he wasn't in a big chopper. He was in a smaller, like a 2-man chopper. So I really don't understand why he was carrying his son with him for rescue when they needed the space. If they could only carry one trip would have gotten both of them. But at any rate, they were out there trying to save these people, and he was going to have to run them back one at a time. So he ended up going back there and having to pick up the son and leave the old man stranded, separated from his wife now. And he went to, you know, when he was leaving, he was trying to, you know, apologize to her, and she's like, I heard it all, you know. So again, they should go after this piece of shit. You know, again, these people, these are people just like in the COVID shit. When there's some disaster, they become these little Hitlers or little Caesars and take over the first time ever in this hick guy's piece of shit life. You know, he's tired of putting out barn fires and having to, and car fires, and I'm finally going to get to go out there and rescue. You know, no, get out of my way! I'm supposed to save those people. You know, we'll let them die rather than let somebody else save them and take away my glory. And that, you know, I mean, that's the only way you can interpret it. That people being stopped, they were refused to let them in with food, with medicine. Turned them back. FEMA government officials turning them back. Independent, private individuals, private organizations carrying shit up there. So I'll tell you guys right now, do not donate to the Red Cross. The Red Cross is a pile of shit. They're like, you might as well donate to the Clinton Foundation. You know, for every dollar you send to the Red Cross, they get about 2 cents goes to actual somebody being helped. You know, Samaritan's Purse, your local church and religious groups that are focused on these kind of things that will they were saying how they were taking money that was coming in for these people, that FEMA and the government were seizing the money that was going into accounts for helping these people, because then they put it into a general fund that doesn't cover just one specific, you know, catastrophe. So if you specifically want to help these people that are stranded up in Appalachia, and you're sending money to these certain groups, and it's going to the illegals, because as you've seen, that the majority of the FEMA funds by $600 billion has been eaten up by illegal criminal aliens that are continuing to murder and rape and exploit and destroy this country from, again, border to border and coast to coast. And again, if you ask Kamala Harris about it, she'll tell you, I was raised middle class, and how we rode bikes, and oh no, that was Tim. That's Tampon Tim. We rode bikes till dark. Kamala lived in a neighborhood where they had yards and took pride in their yards. because these people are so fucking pathetic and beyond redemption. And that's where our country is going to be if we don't stop this before the next 4 years. So yeah, where's hold on. So this is what I still haven't finished it off. I'm still coming up. That's one of the, I'm trying to come up with a gator design for my demon, my swamp demon on the Blood Bayou Halloween bottles this year. I want to do something different, so we're going to focus on the gator with like I said, I don't know if it's too vile to have a human skull in his mouth. But it's got to be something though that I can still draw half this size on a label, and it'd be different than if I could draw it big and then shrink it down with the details and make a label out of it. But that's not how we do things here at the Bayou. We have to do it the fucking hard way, where we do each one independently, one by one, with this little pin right here. See, I had to order in a box of 12 of these bitches because I cannot buy them anywhere after the couple of 2-packs that I had starting off of this, which is amazing. They've I use a lot of other pins, not just these, but yeah, these are the ones I usually use for the basic outlining and getting the start on it. These R2s, which are really, they're from what are they? INC ink. Ink, clever. The ink R2. But yeah, I really like these things. They dry quick without smearing. Of course, if you get them wet afterwards, it's like wet ink. But so yeah, that's pretty cool. But like I said, I thought it was really nice for them to. They sent that with the. I don't know if y'all remember if you saw the mail call. Actually, I got this too. I have to give that away. We got they sent that amethyst piece with this. That doesn't look very purple here, but yeah, this nice chunk of purple amethyst. And then also I'd gotten these. This is from Temu. Like I said, you got to be careful what you order from them, because it I've heard that they put in fake crap on some of these crystals and stones and shit, but a lot of them are not. So you just gotta, and if you get something that is fake, you can return it. And half the time they're gonna tell you just keep it and they'll credit you back. But yeah, these where it's actually the ammonite, where it was an ammonite, and then they cut it and polish it, and it shows the chambers. And these are very very cool. For I think these are like $1.50 each or something. So not too bad. And then I got this, and I can't remember. I forgot I had this, so I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go through and look at fucking mail calls if I want to identify. If I can get the damn bag open. Crap. Jeez, man, it's a Ziploc bag, retard. But yeah, this is very cool. That came in this calved, I think they call it, tiger's eye polished. I'm sure. Is it polished tiger's eye or red jasmine? It may be red jasmine rather than tiger's eye. but it's very cool. It's got the copper wiring wrap around it, and the top clasp. But I can't tell if that's focus or not because I'm not wearing my glasses. I lost my damn glasses today on a job doing estimate, put together an estimate. Any rate though, pretty cool. I'll end up giving that away. I was going to show my buddy that does this. He wrapped some silver that I had, and he's the jeweler, and it wasn't very good. So I was going to show him, give him this example of how he should be doing it. So yeah. So I'm sure enough time's passed, and so the lucky number that we're wanting to win is shit, I don't know, let's say 52. Okay, so you pick number 52. You are the winner. Yay. Yay. I got cats running around. So you are the winner of the oh, that's right, we got the other thing too. So 52, and let's say another number. What's another number? Yeah, what do y'all think of a number? Which my birthday, 17. Number 17. So number 17 is second place. So 52, if you want the bottle with the Australian 0.28 grams of beautiful gold nugget cells gold. If you would rather have the amethyst pendant and necklace with chain and clasp, the choice is yours. You both will be getting some Halloween beads to go along with that, of some sort or another, and a couple of Gold Guy stickers. Thank you again to Miss Julie of Banshee Mining, the awesome lady that made those up and sent them to me just because she's an awesome lady. And it features us all in our channels and our stickers and our pay dirts as she travels around going to the gold shows around the country, pretty much, but largely on the West Coast. And yes, indeed. So like I said, I had to do something, and I guess this is something. So you guys, thank you for joining me here tonight. Congratulations to our wieners. Where's Gizmo? Hey, why is Gizmo not in mine? I need a new chair. This thing's it slides. If y'all noticed, from when the video started, I probably dropped about that much because that's how far it falls. Where's Gizmo? Oh, he's over there in the chair. You over there in the chair? All right, he's happy. So, yep. Trying to think if there was something. See if there was something else I wanted to cover on this, but we'll be doing that on a subsequent show, I'm sure. If you want to, like I said, I've already got Trouble. Trouble's on the list for a bottle of her Bayou, Blood Bayou. Actually, I'm doing bottle number. The first bottle I'm going to do out on is going to be number 66.6. And for the 666 bottle, we're going to be doing some kind of auction on it. For bottle number 66, it's going to be 66.6, and it'll probably be like 66.66 grams. Yeah, 66.6 grams, and then we'll have a like a 1 gram nugget on top of it, or a 0.6 gram nugget or something on top. I'll throw in there with it. But we'll be doing that for a special auction bottle on one of these eves coming up here. And basically Troubled Ones got bottle number 67 right now of the Halloween special, and there'll be, like I said, I plan on doing 60 up to 75. Or, yeah, 75 because we started at number 65. I just went out. Thank you to Fancy Nancy for getting that one. I appreciate it, my friend. I hope you enjoy that. And actually, I forgot. There's several of you guys I need to message and tell you your package is on the way, so you'll be looking for it. So, okay, well, I better get away. I better get on that right away. So, that being said, until the next time, it's a lot to go through on this one. For not to have anything for this video. How long is it here? Damn, what the hell? Too long. All right, my friends. Well, congratulations to the winners. And like I said, I can make this even harder. It's already gonna be nightmare, so I guess I won't. It's if you wanted even more nightmare for the true Blood Bayou experience, let me know and I'll Bayou it up for you. And so, till the next time, this is Bayou Gold Guy saying thank you all so much for joining me here tonight. Sorry we don't have any pay dirt again this week between work and the weather and we're still in hurricane mode. So I know when Ida hit, I was 4 weeks before I had videos that I had them recorded, but I couldn't download them or play them. So at least again we're a lot better off, and again our hearts go out to all you guys from Florida up to Virginia, and especially in the Appalachians where you are so hard hit and getting so they're saying that again FEMA's nowhere to be seen. If it weren't for these the rescue abilities and facilities in these towns and these communities that are taking care of themselves, which is the American way, that they'd be in much worse positions. They weren't waiting around for the government show because they knew it wasn't going to happen. They already had, even for extremes like this in place to try to start helping their people. So, hats off to them for these communities that at least, are doing something in light of, like I said, Biden doesn't even know what's going on. That last video, there's a video out on him of him. They're asking him about the escalation and retaliation on the for Iran against Israel, and the escalation and the I can't remember how they phrased it. The union. He thought it was the unions. He's talking about, they'll have, the unions will come together. No, he's not talking about the fucking unions. He's talking about the fucking war going on. Just oblivious.
President, will you deploy more U.S. troops to the Middle East?
Mr. President, has Netanyahu gone too far?
Any comment on the strikes in Yemen, Mr. President?
You can't hardly understand what he's saying anyway. He's like, oh man, they'll have to decide. The unions will, manufacture. Again, not totally oblivious. So again, he doesn't even know that this is going on. They haven't. This is off of his radar as far as anything. They had of him flying over the disaster area. And after they had roasted Bush after Katrina, flying over, saying how he's looking down on, like he's supposed to rappel down from the chopper and stand in the water. But when Biden does it, he thinks they're just on his way up to his, which probably they actually were. That was all cutaways, and they were actually just flying him up to his, one of his many mansions that he stays at, which is, typical for any politician these days, right? To have several $1 million mansions. But same thing, Kamala Harris sitting at a desk with a blank sheet of paper and again with the earbuds, the ear things on, not attached to anything. Like she's in deep working. She's working on this flooding thing going on, this hurricane thing. I'm hard on it here. We're staying late, ordering out. I always think about that when Biden says that about working hard. The Dana Carvey skit from Saturday Night Live when he was playing George Bush Sr.
And he's like, we're working on this. We're staying late. We're ordering in. We're ordering takeout. He said this is they're all working so hard. That means they're doing a good job because we're working hard. No, you're a bunch of fucking incompetent idiots. Doesn't matter how hard you work. You know what you're fucking doing. Jeez. And we see it every day for 4 years. And then the greatest question of all, when Camel Toe keeps saying this shit is, if you're going to do all this, why didn't you do it 4 years ago? And again, that's the question when she goes in. Well, I was raised middle class where we turned the lights on in the bedrooms and then we'd jump on the bed. And then sometimes my sister would fall off the bed and push me on. Then we'd eat grits and pork chitlins out of the bathtub and make wine in the toilet because that's what black people do, right? No. Now they've proven that they've got the documentation that the picture of her with the black granny is the help. She was, you can't make this shit up. That she's the farthest thing from a black woman that there is. That Rachel Dozon or whatever, the white woman that claimed to be black that they just roasted because she had braids in her hair and colored her skin or something, identified as being black, and that was a cult appropriation and and but no, when Kamala does it, it's for the good of the country. So, all right, my friends, thank you once again. Bayou Gold Guy, signing off. Vote early, vote often. No, but vote often if you can get your lined up from friends. Old people, go. If you're in your church members, if you've got family in nursing homes, try to help organize voting through there, especially in these states where they're going to try to steal these votes. They've already mailed out millions of votes for fake people. So every little bit try. So it's against my nature, but 2 weeks before we can start voting down here. So that's what I'm gonna do. So all right, my friends, congratulations to our winners. Until the next time, peace out. Take care of each other.